what's good, y'all? Welcome to my review of this week's episode of SAO Alternate GGO. Yeah, I might still call it maybe something I might say SAO, sort of like Alternate Gun Gale Online, but I think most I will say this SAO Alternate GGO. Anyway, overall, really good this episode, and yeah, so let's begin. So we start this off with actually it take pretty much re-showing us what happened at the end of episode 2, I think it was. Episode 1, the one where she comes out of the suit, where she kind of like, paying homage to Metal Gear with Len hiding in a suitcase, like, Solid Snake would always hide in a cardboard box. So we actually see her, like, kind of chilling inside the suitcase for a few, and then she popped out, of course, in the place. Same with her, just, killing everyone. She asks the M, like, hey, is anyone in pursuit? And she's like, nah. They'll say, no. Looks like they all, like, gave up and resigned. She's like, does that mean we beat him? Yes. So she has a little mini celebration. You're like, we did it! Yay! Yeah! We did it! And then we see people actually watching the tournament itself, or the battle, I forget exactly what it's called. And then we're like, oh wow, man, the Pink Devil, huh? Yeah. How is she that fast? And I mean, one dude says, like, she used a dead body. That's kind of cruel. I'm like, no, it's not. That's just good strategy. Yeah, use that corpse as a shield. No, it's just chill. They might as well use the shield. So then Len is like, oh, wait, what? How? What? And then she talks about his skill and M, which I gotta say, out of all the new characters we have gotten introduced in this series, now there's still a few characters we still have gotten introduced. P, we still have to get introduced. So we're probably gonna introduce those guys later on in the episode. M. Without doubt, he's my favorite. I love the guy. I love him. I love how he sounds. I'm curious if they're gonna get him to voice in the English dub. But yeah, I love him. He's like my favorite character out of the new crew we've gotten for this series. So he explains how ever since he was a kid, he's always been good with you because in SAO and like pretty much all the VR MMOs in the SAO universe, like I say, they always give you like one special skill that's exclusive to one player. Like Kirito had dual wielding. This guy has geography. Like he said, like ever since I was a kid, I've always been good at geography. So in reality or in game, I've never gotten lost. I can look at a map and draw in my head, and then Liza's like, oh, so the M in your name stands for mapper. And he's like, well. He looks away. I'm like, oh my god, that's what it is, isn't it? I love M. He is without a doubt my favorite character. I love him. So then after that I forget exactly the map pretty much where it illuminates and shows hey here's where everyone is located. I forget exactly what it was called. So they find their next targets, and actually they realize that they are the one of the 3 teams, meaning that they're guaranteed to get a bronze medal. And Len is jumping for joy. He's like, yeah, and Emma's like, Peter said we're supposed to win first, and she's like, I know, and she's jumping like like about his name makes sense about being M, and he's a mapper, blah blah blah. So they go outside, they're against these guys in water boats, and so they got their machine guns, they're like playing, and M tells roll left to evade, and she keeps rolling until M actually pulls out this shield. The shield he pulls it out, and it says bullets up to 7.66 millimeters, I think it was, will bounce off, and he used that to snipe the guys. So he snipes them all off, but actually one thing you may have noticed is that actually when he was sniping, the bullet lines never appeared. And then to explain, and kind of a quick flashback with Pito and Len, where actually, pretty much in GGO, there is an aim assist on for everyone. Pretty much, like if there was not an aim assist on, you would constantly miss. You would pretty much have the aim of a stormtrooper. Unless you're an expert with guns, an average man trying to rock an assault rifle, hitting it straight, would have the aim of a stormtrooper, like I said. So to combat the developers, pretty much add an aim assist for everyone that I think is permanent. I guess you could not use it in a way. And that hence that's where the bullet lines from here. But if you don't use this aim assist, the bullet circle, say if you have a sniper and you actually look through the scope and don't use a bullet circle, the bullet lines will not appear. If you're like an army man or a member of the military and you know how to use a sniper and you're a sniper, it's pretty much that where they can't see or they don't. So if you know how to use a sniper rifle and you don't use the bullet circles, excuse me, you the pearl lights don't appear for your enemy means that you pretty much get you pretty much get an advantage over everyone else, which I think that was a kind of nice little touch of the developers adding that, like, hey, if you know how to use a gun, you don't get bullet lights. So then after that, they check, so after they get rid of every reception, so after M snipes these fools, M, and actually, the last guy, M threw a grenade, and it kind of missed, but didn't really miss. Where I think it was like an EM. Pretty much, when it got to where the boat got on top of it, it blew up, sending the boat flying up in the air. And of course, the last guy wasn't on the ground. He said, and it's like, Len, take care of him. And so she goes over there, says sorry, and shoots him. Now, when I say she shoots him, I don't mean she just maybe used, or like, what was it, P-56 or something as her main gun. And maybe and just, fired a few shots at him. 1, 2, maybe 3, just like the head, make sure he's dead. No! She empties a whole magazine on him! Like, a whole magazine, like, she just fine, like, she looks down and says, I'm sorry, and then just go ham on this guy like it's Rambo or something, like, she just, and she doesn't stop firing until, like, she empties a clip, I'm like, or magazine, I should say, I'm sorry, excuse me on that one, I don't know much of guns, but I didn't know the difference between a magazine and a clip, and so, like I said, she just empties the whole magazine, I'm like, Len, I think he's dead, you can stop shooting now, like she just went ham on this dude. And so, after that, they check the map again because it's about time where they can see where the targets are. And so, and when I saw, I was like, okay, she's the last team, one team left. Watch the other team's like right in front of her. And when it gets to them, they're right in front of her. Like I was like, called it. And so then Len actually gets shot in like the arm, or like around in her like arm. She gets shot, and then of course Em's like, oh shit, and he grabs her and runs. He also gets shot in the leg, but they managed to get one of the what were those things? One of the boats, and they make their escape. They Len is like, sorry, Em, for getting shot. He's like, no, don't worry about it. And of course, just get a med kit. So then she uses like a med kit or whatever those things, whatever the healing items for GGO are called. She uses like 3 on herself. 1 on the boat, another one on the boat, and 1 later on when they get off the boat. Like seriously, she uses like 3. I'm like, okay, and she gives 1 to M. And so while M and Len are making their escapes, M tells Len, hey, you were lucky. If the bullet had hit you, like, I think it was like 10 centimeters lower, it would have damaged your heart or your lungs, killing you instantly. And then he goes into detail about the sniper he used. It was like a 7. I'm not going to go in full detail because I don't remember that much from because like I said, guys, I'm not a gun expert, so I was listening to it, I was like, okay, but none of that stuff remained in my brain. So all I remember was like a 7.66 millimeter class. Then he goes into detail the difference of the gun, how it's like, I think it said it was like, it's more annoying than a bolt action sniper rifle. Which actually, one other thing I forgot, actually, I don't know if I mentioned this before, in case you guys didn't actually know, the author for this series, the light novel author that did the spin-off, is actually a bit of a gun aficionado. Now, I don't think he's a straight gun expert, but he definitely knows, but I can definitely say he knows a lot more about guns than, say, Ricky Kawahara did when he was doing the GGO arc with, of course, Kirito Sino and Death Guard. Which is he goes into a lot more detail about guns and how they work with of course like with bullet drops, of course talking about how if you didn't have the aim assist wasn't there, you have the aim of a stormtrooper, and also so that's also kind of nice, that little added touch that actually someone, when we're having a game with the game being this heavily focused as a shooter, we have someone that actually knows and kind of more of a realistic tone of the gameplay, I guess you would say. It's nice having someone that actually knows what they're talking about when it talks about the different types of guns. So that was also a nice little touch they added, or that go into detail, explain different types of guns and how they operate. So once they make it to a land, Len, I should say, asks him, hey, you were looking at this piece of paper earlier. Was that noticed? He's like, I was told to look at this exactly at 1500. And so they start discussing what they're going to make their next move, and then M points his pistol right at Len and says, I'm sorry. And then the end credits play. After we get those catchy end credits, like that catchy ED, which I love the ED to this series. The ED is catchy. I rewatched it at least twice after I watched an episode. So after the end credits, after the credits, we continue where it is, and he and pretty much shoots her, but he misses because like Len is fast, so she managed to dodge out of the way, get right. He hits and like hits her hat and flies up, kind of like in westerns, when sometimes people at duel he would just shoot their hat off and it just go flying in the air, and so she manages to get right in front of him and then pushes his gun. But in actuality, she actually pushed the safety to mean that it can't fire, and she just looks at it, and then when M gets his bear back and points his gun right back at Len and shoots it don't fire because, like I said, the safety is on. She's like, So then Len asks him, "Hey, why'd you want to kill me? We've made it this far. What up?" And so he said, like, "If you don't say nothing, I'll shoot you." And I was like, "Fine, I'll do it alone." And then M kind of drops like this big tough guy facade. I guess you could say. I wouldn't even say tough guy. But I'd definitely say M definitely has the vibe of someone you don't really want to fuck with. You know what I mean? And he's just like, "Please don't kill me! Please, I'm begging you!" And he cries, crying, and Len just looks dumbfounded, like, what the fuck? He's just like, begging for his life. It was hilarious. So it was hilarious, and that's where the episode ends. So overall, I love this episode. The art animation was great. The extras how guns were explaining how how about the aim assist and all that stuff was also really good. Like I'm loving, like I said, guys, I'm loving the new cast. I'm loving these characters. Can't wait to see more of them. And so yeah, my final review for this week's episode is a 9 out of 10. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter if you like. Links down in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time. Next up, Persona 5, and hopefully I can get that review up and ready. I can watch it recorded and upload for you guys before I go catch Infinity War later today. Which, man, I'm so hyped to see that movie. See you guys next time.
Got it.